Hi, my name is Christian, and today I'm going to try to instruct you on how to estimate your water footprint. So, your water footprint could basically be defined as the amount of water you use directly or indirectly in a given amount of time. I'll be able to compare my water footprint to others around the world. So, some of the items you'll need to take accurate measurements are a measuring cup, a timer, I just use my phone, and a kitchen scale so that you can record the mass of the food or items you buy or consume. One of the things you have to do is figure out how much water is coming out of your sinks in your house. And that can be difficult because depending on where you have the nozzle of your sink, a different amount of water will come out. Like, so this is going to be less water coming out per second than this. So when you have to measure water on the day that you want to figure out your water footprint, you're going to have to choose what pressure you're going to be using. And I think the easiest way for me to have a constant amount of water per second coming out is just to bring the nozzle up all the way every time I use the sink. You can take your measuring cup and the timer that you have on your phone or your computer or whatever, and start the water and the timer at the same time and stop them at the same time, and it has to be at the same flow rate every time. So something like this. I repeated this process 3 times for the kitchen sink and 3 times each for each handle on the bathroom sink. I then recorded the volume and the amount of time it took to pour that volume. Here's all the data I gathered for the kitchen and then the hot handle in the bathroom sink and the cold handle in the bathroom sink. So here's the volumes and then the times it took to pour those volumes. I used Excel to divide the volume by the time to get the volume per second, and I did that for the 3 instances for each handle in the house, and then I took an average of those volume per seconds to get a better estimate of how much water was coming out of each sink per second. When I used a sink in the future, I would just take this average volume per second and I could multiply it times the number of seconds I used a certain sink. So for this time I used the hot handle in the bathroom for 20.83 seconds, and I just multiplied it by the bathroom hot average to get how many cups of water was coming out when I used the sink that time. After you go through your day and you measure or estimate the mass of the food or items you bought, you have to find the water footprint of those foods or items. And you can see I started doing this, and I just wanted to show my process. So I simply Googled, for oats example, virtual water content of oats, or even water footprint of oats. This list of foods, and you'll see oats rolled right here, which is measured the total is what you're looking for, is the cubic meters per ton, and that's 2416, which I put in. And so I've got cubic meters per ton. That means I need to have the mass of my food in tons, so I have to convert ounces to tons. There's 32,000 ounces in 1 US ton. So if I take my mass and divide it by 32,000, I'll have the mass in tons, which I can use to find virtual water content. I've found all the virtual water conversions for my food, and I wasn't able to find conversions for every single food. I couldn't find a conversion for chia seeds and green chili, but for the other ones I did find a conversion, and I found their appropriate units. And so from there I converted all the masses I found from ounces to the appropriate mass, so here to ton, and from here to kilogram. And so you can see the converted masses here, and when I multiplied that converted mass by the virtual water conversion, I got the different volumes of water. So here in cubic meters, and then here would be liters, and so then I added up all the volumes of water in cubic meters right here, and all the volumes of water in liters here, and all the volumes of water in gallons here, and then I converted all those volumes of water to liters, and I did the same thing with my direct water from all the faucets in the house into liters, and then I just added up all those water volumes, and I found that my daily water footprint on the day that I collected all of the information is about 1,600 liters of water. And the day that I made this video, I pretty much spent all day just working on this video and collecting data for it, and I didn't leave the house, and I just went to the bathroom and ate. So my water footprint is about half of the global average, but that's because I didn't do anything, and I didn't go out and buy anything really. I also didn't eat any meat. If I were to eat a quarter pounder, a hamburger, I would have effectively doubled my water footprint of that day. And so that's why my water footprint is so low. I hope you guys liked my video, and you can follow the steps to find your own daily water footprint. Thank you.